Because the pizza that I cook is not made for the microwave. It's made for the air fryer or the oven. Okay. Hold on, I need to get my other device.
We refuse to give up on America. Millions marched, many ran for office. We kept our eyes on the future. Well, my friends, the future is here.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I've never liked Hillary Clinton, but okay. No, it's a $400 camping tablet that you can slam it and it'll still be good. It's heavy duty. I got this for $99, I believe, at the thrift store. So yeah. But they sell this for $3.99, almost $400 on Amazon. But I got it for a good price, so. There's like, okay, there's chopped cheese.
Please welcome President Ronald Reagan.
Cheers, bro.
Developing for the seasonings, we're going with some of my all-purpose. Put that bite on your sandwich.
Our onions are already chopped because we bought pre-chopped onions because we needed to freeze them, and they're frozen onions, so.
We're going to season the tomato with AT seasoning. Because if you don't season your tomato, I don't want to eat at your house. This is a nice.
We got lettuce too, pre-lettuce.
Alright guys, what I love most about this recipe is one, it's delicious, but in the other direction you get undone. I don't want a hot skillet, and I'm going to use my hands to really smash this down, almost like an enormous smash burger. The reason we're doing that is because we want to get some crust, which is going to equal flavor and texture for our meat. Go ahead and smash it down like so. Don't worry guys, the seasoning's coming. Don't turn off the channel yet. But we want to get some color going. Alright, so at this point you just want to heat to do its thing, get that crust developing. For the seasoning, we're going with some of my all-purpose seasoning to cover our bases, and 1 packet of sea salt.
Okay, so we're gonna add our seasonings, guys. All-purpose salt, all-purpose like seasoning. I think he said sea salt, but I didn't get that because we couldn't have it shipped. But there was a guy that made this without seasonings, but we need seasonings, so yes, add seasonings. I don't know, sea salt? He didn't say sea salt. It sounded like he said sea salt. Anyways, we are going to add our all-purpose seasoning, which is one of the things that he used, all-purpose seasoning for everything. It's Blackstone all-purpose seasoning. We're gonna put it on the top, so we don't need salt, pepper, because it's all-purpose. We're really gonna put that. I hope I didn't put too much. You know what? I don't have my thing. Okay. There's the seasoning on top. It's going to develop a crust.
The first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions.
We're going to let that cook. Then we're going to chop it up. It's not a lot. You can never have too much seasonings. I mean, if it's too spicy, it's not spicy though, but it does have chili pepper. I mean, I just sprinkled it on top. We're going to chop it up. So, well, it has chili pepper.
We're going to add our onions to the same skillet and 1 packet of sea salt.
He did say sea salt. I don't know what sea salt is. Don't ask me. I wouldn't know.
I know what it takes, but I can tell you, as commander in chief,
Some of my all-purpose seasoning to cover our bases, and 1 packet of sea salt.
Okay, now here comes the part of the chopping because we have to chop it. Chopped cheese, that's what we're making, a chopped cheese sandwich.
Sending love letters to dictators.
We are making chopped cheese and homemade fries. So we need to get our potatoes ready. I might have to move the air fryer so we can get our other stuff ready. Smells good. It literally smells like the taco meat. Okay, so wait right here.
On her first day in court,
We need to get the potatoes chopped. We need to get the potatoes. Potatoes!
That is something that
You just want
Donald
to
Trump
do the
will never understand. So it is no surprise that he is lying about Kamala's record.
Well,
He's mocking.
never mind, guys. I'm not yelling, she's hard of hearing. Well,
But we have
I guess we're not making fries. It's okay. We're tired anyways. I'm tired. It's okay. We could eat it with potato chips. It'll be just good. Am I hard of hearing? No, but I talk loud because when I was in middle school, my mom didn't have hearing aids either then. When she finally got her hearing aids, she was able to hear, but I've been used to talking loud.
Really, at this point, you just want to brown your ground beef, make sure it's seasoned to taste. And then the star of the show, which is the American cheese, is going to get added once we combine it.
We're browning our ground beef, which is almost brown. It's almost brown. Some of it's still kind of pink.
Alright guys, so at this point we've seasoned everything to taste. I'm going to go ahead and kill the heat and add in this American cheese. Just let the residual heat in there melt this cheese. This is enough for probably 3 sandwiches.
Okay, we're gonna have to move the meat and then cook the onions and then add the onions into our sandwich. And I'm gonna have to see how to toast our bread in this.
You can cover that with a lid or aluminum foil. Just let the steam melt the cheese. Alright, next up for the bread.
Oh, okay, I thought it stopped
Nice
working.
roll here. We're gonna toast it on both sides. First from the bottom side so it holds up. Our nice greasy sub that we're making, our hoagie hero, whatever you want to call it. A little butter, because butter makes everything better. And after that, we're just gonna open it up and toast the inside too a little bit. Just get it kind of moving around in that butter. Real light toast, guys. You don't have to make it super crispy. You don't want to break it too.
It doesn't come up from my air fryer. Well,
now it's time to dress up our chopped cheese. I'm going a little mayo on both sides. Why the hell not? We're here for a good
it doesn't say on the thing that I can toast breads.
and nobody wants a dry sandwich. So,
and you know what?
going down with the mayo
On the
first.
other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala.
All right.
Then we're gonna hit it with a little ketchup.
It does, because of that seasoning. You're gonna look. We should try that seasoning for our chicken.
Then we're going down
Now that's gonna taste good.
That smells real good, Tophiachu.
Yeah, I like this seasoning. We're gonna have to use this again. Well, I mean, obviously we have a bunch of it. We're gonna use this for everything.
When a barrier falls for one of
Looks like
those
we missed a little seasoning on that, huh?
I don't know how we're gonna toast this.
we need to
It doesn't show how to toast it.
we need to
Our bread.
Are you sure it's fried? I
Yeah.
don't think it's on.
impose
It's
the
on.
rule of law.
It's on medium.
Don't get distracted or complacent.
Just a little more ketchup before the wrap.
Volunteer. Be proud champion.
So one of the most important parts of the deli
Give me the
sandwich is
clamp.
wrap. So we'll wrap it real
The
tight
knife?
here,
No.
like a nice
Damn.
present.
Oh, the handle.
Yes. I don't know why I'm working without it.
My grandchildren.
Just let that hang out for a minute or two to kind of steam. Just let all the
Yeah, I wish they could smell it.
marry right in there in that sandwich.
Okay.
Be patient. That's an important step right there. All right,
It
guys.
smells like if you were cooking tacos. It smells kind of like the taco seasoning. But I got this one specifically because it's like, okay, that's what the meat looks like. It's brown. So now we're gonna turn the stove off like he says.
This is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is get in here for the taste test. But
It's still Hillary
please
Clinton.
take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell for new notifications as well. All right, folks, now for the truth.
Anyone know how to toast your sandwich in an air fryer? Can you do it with this air fryer? I don't know.
We all stand on the shoulders of Hillary Clinton.
I don't think we need that much cheese. I'll just add 5.
Second, are you ready to join this fight yet? Okay, that's the answer I was looking for. So I want you to text
It's falling apart because it's all frozen.
0330 and get involved. Now, what does fighting for the people exactly look like? Let's go back to
Sorry, we have to freeze all of our stuff because our stove is still not fixed. I mean our refrigerator.
It's devastated American families, and the big banks have forced Californians out of
Then we're gonna have to transfer it and cook our onions.
stood up to those banks, and she secured a $20 billion settlement for California families.
That's the last one. Let me open it.
Is fighting for the people. And that
Because we're not gonna use the other one.
knows all
5 is good enough.
Please welcome the fearless fighter
You got
of
enough?
South Carolina, Congressman Jim Clyburn.
Remember how we like it real cheesy?
Yeah, 5 cheeses is enough. Cheeses. 5 cheeses is enough.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let me cover it.
Thank you.
We need the big pan.
Thank you.
I mean pot.
Thank you.
Eddie.
Oh well, okay.
4 years ago,
Here, let me see.
It's not gonna work.
There might be a...
experienced high anxiety,
We don't have. It's in storage, I think.
uncertainties. But then the virus reigned, schools closed, businesses shuttered.
Here.
Donald Trump mismanaged the crisis from
Oh.
day one, looking out for himself instead of the country.
I know we have another one.
There's the bread, since I found it.
Okay, put that down there.
By elected new leaders.
Ooh, this is gonna be.
Thanks to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris,
I should just film the show. I keep hearing that lemonade song and it's getting annoying.
I'll say in the American
I keep hearing that a lot and I'm getting annoyed with it. I should have just flung my shoulder. I'm just like, what the heck?
reduced the price
It's
of prescription
annoying.
drugs, repaired roads and bridges, and and replaced.
You say I'm annoying, but you're here watching me cook.
Thanks to Joe and Kamala.
Clearly, I'm not annoying.
All heroes in uniform and expanded
Not all heroes wear capes.
a million veterans. Thanks to Joe
Same
and
skillet,
Kamala.
hit that with a little all-purpose seasoning as well. Let those saute while we finish up our ground beef on the other side.
I should have just gone much
Mix
older.
together a little bit. Who the hell cares? It's all going on the same sandwich. Really, at this point, let's say roughly 1.5 to 2 slices of cheese per sandwich. If you got any sense. You can cover that with a lid or aluminum foil. Just let the steam melt the cheese.
I think we need one more slice of cheese.
A nice hoagie roll here. We're gonna toast it on both sides. First on the bottom side.
He added 6, so I'm just gonna add 6.
I also say that we offer to some of our experience.
She wore army pants and flip-flops, so I wore army pants and flip-flops.
I wrote,
We better do that one.
all my experience
Yeah, he had 6.
have not been pleasant.
We'll wait for that one to melt, and then we'll do the rest.
So has
All right,
been
next up for the bread, guys, we got a nice hoagie roll here. We're gonna toast it on both sides. First on the
We're
bottom
gonna
side.
toast our bread. We're gonna cut our tomatoes. Sadly, he said he won't show up to people's house if they don't season their tomatoes.
Makes everything
I'm
better.
not seasoning my tomatoes. I didn't know you had to.
And after that, we're just gonna.
It's that same seasoning we couldn't get because we had to wait for it to be shipped, and I'm not waiting. I couldn't ship it anyways either.
Real light toast, guys. You don't have to make it super crispy. You don't want to break it.
No, I don't have a house, and so anyways.
has been looking out for himself and his billionaire buddies. Kamala has been fighting.
Now it's time to dress up our chopped cheese and throw it our chopped cheese and throw it a little mayo on both sides. Why the hell not?
What do you have to do? Wait for it to melt?
Yeah, and I need to turn that on because we
Is
need
it
that.
melting?
Yeah, I added another slice of cheese, so we have to wait.
Mayo first.
Kamala has been offering the American people enlightened proposals and visionary leadership.
Why the hell not? Yeah, we're just gonna open it
Then we're
up,
gonna have to
toast
cook
it
the
inside
onions.
A little bit. Just get it kind of moving around in that butter.
And guidance. As Second Corinthians
Real light toast, guys. You don't
I don't know if we could toast it in here. We'll just toast the bread on the pan.
did not
We can toast it in there. It's quicker. Or I don't know.
I don't know how to toast it, and I'm not gonna try to look
He
it
doesn't
up.
have bread directions. Where's the directions? I'll read them while you do that.
It doesn't have,
hell not. You're here for a good time.
because it doesn't toast. It's just the air fryer.
You want a dry sandwich. So,
Doesn't toast.
going down with the mayo first.
But our resolve
That's what you need. This isn't what you
We
need.
hit it with a little ketchup.
and justice for all will not falter. We will
Going
continue
down with a little lettuce.
our march toward
help.
a more perfect union. United in our common purpose
And then some thin sliced tomato.
I don't want to have to look and see how to toast it because
as the next
it's still.
Just a little
and vice
seasoning
president
on
of
that.
these United States of America.
We're almost done. I gotta pull this pan down because we gotta saute our onions. Now cooked onions, seasoned cooked onions, I can eat them. I forgot about that.
Ketchup before the wrap.
I'm like, I could just cook my onions at home because I eat them when I eat the patty melt and they're really good. So
Wrap it real tight here. Like a nice present.
okay.
Jeff, hey, I'm
You
here
need to turn this off.
Let that thing out for a minute or two to kind of steam.
Some of our
Just let all
might
those
be
flavors
familiar
come together
with
and
him
marry
because
right
I
in there in
sat down
that
with him in
sandwich.
Michigan a few months
patient,
ago
that's
when
important
Joe
stuff right
Biden was still
All right, guys,
the
it's been a
candidate
few
in
minutes.
this race. And so,
Time to go ahead
Alec,
and
I
get
wanted
this
to start
cut.
asking you, how have things changed on the ground in Michigan?
Yeah, well,
look at
We're gonna have to let our sandwich sit for a minute before we eat it too.
Change hands from President Biden to Vice President.
Now I know people are gonna eat it right away, but
Almost an overflow of students
Yeah.
messaging me personally, whether it's incoming freshmen at the University of Michigan or people who are about to enter their senior year, telling me, how can I get involved? What can I do to help the campaign?
just going much older.
Knock doors, call phones, and
now I'm gonna.
I mean, frankly, as far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen people get this excited, looking forward this much to the semester while it's still, still kind of the middle of the summer. So I'm getting a ton of enthusiasm.
And so before that, you were telling me that you and other people were trying to organize.
Show you?
voters, right?
Hold
You're
on,
having
wait.
trouble
I'm not
getting
done yet.
voters, to sign up and volunteer, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it's a fair assessment to say with President Biden as the presumptive nominee, with the age issue especially, it was hard to get students motivated. But now that it's switched over to Harris, people are more fired up than at least I think I've seen in my conscious life.
Are any of the young people that are signing up, have they told you, the first time they're really getting involved? I mean, were they maybe not going to vote at first, and now they're deciding they are going to vote?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had many students. I mean, we have plenty of first-time voters coming to campus as well. People were turning 18, even some I know days before election day. They're very much excited. They're very much enthusiastic to get into it.
And one of the elements in Michigan when it comes to some of the voters is also the uncommitted movement. And some of them are warning that they think that Harris still hasn't done enough to win their vote. What are you hearing from people your age about the Israel-Hamas war and the issues there and what they want to hear from Harris?
Yeah, I mean, I think, dialogue is really the only solution. There's, we have meetings on campus every week. We've had meetings in the past semester.
Hold on, guys. I'm transferring the meat so we can get the
and we've invited students
onions started. We need to get that started.
Discussions. And I think it's really been productive. But of course, at the same time, I think we really have to remember that there are multiple issues at stake here in this election, and especially with as big of a tent we have at the Democratic Party. There's, whether it's climate change, whether it's defending democracy, we have issues all across the spectrum that are motivating people.
Thank you, Alec. Well, Jeff, you heard it, that Alec said that previously it was a lot harder to get young voters to even volunteer, and that now
Delicious.
they're getting
This
a lot
is
of attention,
chopped
on their
cheese.
campus at University of
Obviously,
Michigan.
it's called chopped cheese because you take your sliced cheese and you chop it. Now we're gonna saute our onions, so we're gonna put that in the pan with our sauce. Well, the hamburger meat and whatever's in there. Then I'm going to season it because I'm going to put the all-purpose seasoning on top. So, yeah.
We know there are more delegates to a Democratic convention than there are to a Republican convention, and they were making a lot of noise in Milwaukee. I think it's fair to say there's even more of it tonight. I think you are seeing, we know this is the night to say thank you to Joe Biden for the gesture that he made to take himself
It says put
running for re-election. We're going to hear from him in a little bit.
how many onions?
I think you are watching the launch of what's going to be a fired-up campaign.
It said like 2 tablespoons or something, but
now, but what the audience is seeing a little bit of is these very negative videos zeroing in on Donald Trump.
I'm just going to add
picture
some.
of the president who is convicted felon, and somebody was talking about his accusations about sexual abuse. It's been tough. But a lot of it, and we just heard this from Hillary Clinton.
Oh no.
Is pointing a finger at what Kamala Harris can represent. By the way, there's Hillary Clinton. The fact that she's even here, 8 years after she beat Donald Trump in the popular vote, by 2 percentage points.
Hold on, you
a lot of
guys.
history there. I think you're seeing an energetic kickoff to this campaign. To your thoughts on
Onions.
that moment?
Uncooked onions. I don't like uncooked onions.
President Harris come out earlier and the room absolutely erupted. It was a sustained standing ovation.
You. Sorry.
Everyone in this room.
Yeah, I have it on high,
Clear
but
connective tissue being
okay. Now we're gonna add
which went back
our
even
seasonings.
To, legacy of President Biden, what we're going to hear from him. This went back to
So here, we're gonna put our seasonings on it.
Reflect on those remarks for a moment and how they went over here.
You have to add more, it says?
I mean, I don't know what
Oh, for the onions.
Yeah.
but
You need oil to...
No, we're using the... No. You're supposed to cook it with the meat, remember? But we couldn't because he don't like onions.
Vice presidential nominee from Hillary Clinton herself 8 years ago, but she said finally the future is now.
Okay.
Now it's time. Let's go fight. Let's go win this.
Now we're going to cook it in this hamburger
It's fair to say there's still a number of Americans who are conflicted about whether they're going to vote for a woman. In 2020.
It doesn't actually say we're going to have to learn this. So you're just going to toast it on the stove?
Yeah, I told you because we don't have to.
But the speaker lineup tonight in particular really reflects the generation.
We're gonna have to cut our tomatoes and stuff. Just cut tomatoes.
Gender, and even in terms of race, we didn't see it in prime time, but Jesse Jackson opened this convention.
I don't know how to saute onions, so we're gonna have to look that up.
He didn't speak.
Hold on just a second.
Democratic nomination back in 1984. Your great point about building.
How to saute onions.
Kamala Harris doesn't really speak openly.
I wanna see how they cook.
In many ways, you could argue.
How long they cook for. I don't know, I've never cooked onions.
Absolutely, and you all talked about this earlier tonight. This is a convention where you're seeing the whole of the Democratic
Already turned it to medium.
How long do you cook the onions for?
I'm looking that up.
You didn't see, it was as if it was, and I think one of you said this is the party of Trump. And you said it's not the party, the Republican Party that we come to see at a convention. This is a convention celebrating what Democrats stand for.
Ooh, these look
bringing Democrats
these
together,
look good.
in the history of what the party stands for. They're not turning away from it, which is what you saw in the
You just put it in a pan and now you know how to saute onions? Lady. Well, I guess that's what we do, guys.
H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, he's still alive and he didn't show up at that convention.
But I don't know how they cook till they're brown? I want my onions really cooked, not burnt. Because I don't really like onions.
And Jonathan, that unity.
And I think I put too much onions. We didn't even need that much.
Republicans have got right in there. The Democrats unified against Republican voting.
I didn't need that much onions.
I like a lot of onions, so it's okay. Get that bowl that's back there so we can put some meat for your brother without onions.
No, we're just gonna mix it with our sandwich. We can use
Put
this.
the onions on top of the sandwich.
We can use this to mix our meat with the onions. We're not adding it to that. We'll just mix it.
That's exactly it. What's interesting about this convention, and I mentioned this in Milwaukee,
A little bit.
that
Think about
I found it
first
interesting after
stage
going
when the
6
onions are
Republican
sweating,
conventions. It's the
burn
first
down
time
that
I've been in a hall and not heard we Republicans believe, or we the Republican Party, the Republican Party stands for this.
They're ready
And
for
here in Chicago,
They're almost done, guys. These are almost done.
They should be done.
They're almost done.
you've had Secretary Clinton came out and talked about the we Democrats. It is this thing where it's not about any one person. It is about
Almost, just a little bit more cooked.
what the party stands for. On top of that, it is opening your arms out to anyone out there who wants what the Democrats stand for, what the Democrats want to push for.
Okay, we can turn it off now because technically, okay. I didn't need no recipe. I just did it on my own. I just eyeballed this stuff.
On this very first night is thank you, Joe Biden. You did a wonderful thing. We are now.
There's something that you guys have to use are your eyeballs. Okay. This is gonna cook anyways because it's still in the pan. But let me show you what they look like. You want them till they have like a brown crisp on them, is what he said. Yeah, brown crisp. It does. Wait, I'm gonna show them. Hold on.
That hates the two parties.
Let me.
People are fleeing from the two parties in droves. The number of independents is going up. People want something different. 59% say the country's headed in the wrong direction. Maybe it's higher.
Okay.
A huge number.
We sauteed our onions. Yeah. It's not burnt. We couldn't cook it with the meat because some people don't like onions. I will eat cooked onions. I can stand cooked onions. What I can't stand is raw onions.
And we're going to take all the Democrats you've ever heard of, and they're just going to line up and they're going to speak it all out. And of course they do. At conventions, people
now,
but if it's an event where people are souring on the two parties, then it's
we need a.
Now let me make a counter argument to what I just said, just to close.
So you can't come back.
That's one say. People really want change, and they don't want to see the same.
Now we toast the bread, I guess.
How are we gonna toast it?
Huh? Put that pan on top of the meat. The onions.
No, give me the bowl. We need a pan to toast the.
Yeah, I'll show you. That up there.
We had it in 2022, we had it in 2020, just generic Democrat, the Democrat that everybody sort of agreed with, and that's our anti-Trump wall. So that would be the case for doing what they're doing. But
try and see if you can use that.
Maybe don't run up your whole 30 years of your life, party up and keep making that case.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the bread we're using, guys. It is wheat sub rolls. It's a 6 count of wheat sub rolls. Okay, this is the bread that I got, sandwich bread.
That's not the bread I buy.
That's what they had.
I hope we don't have to cut it.
No, it's already cut, Mom. It's already cut. We might have to. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Okay, good.
It's a new generation. No, they're not 20-year-olds, but 20-some years younger than President Biden. It is a different generation.
And I'll just go to do it with a knife.
Yeah, give me a.
It's right up there.
She's really only begun to fill in just the outline.
Not all the way.
I know that, Mom. Hold on, calm down.
That's what we're all listening to hear.
Get it open so you can flatten your bread.
Fair amount of filling in to do, and there's an interesting debate going on right now.
I already did.
About how much she ought to say. It may be in her interest to say as little as possible.
You cut it open.
And the question is how much the voter's going to demand or expect.
That'll work. You just press it down and have it on stove.
Okay, we may need.
Put it on the stove.
Well, are we going to toast it like that or?
Well, if they are elected, and we don't know. There's a big
is it on?
Behind that door.
No, it's off.
About that generational shift.
Gonna put it on medium.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is what?
Can get that.
I'm not inactive, TikTok.
15 years younger than Joe.
Wait.
But who?
Wait, I have to do my life's gonna go off.
Populism and pragmatism, and blend protest and power. And she got.
It's saying no internet connection.
When she took the stage tonight, I mean, John, when you think of her just.
Hold on, guys. Sorry, it said no internet connection.
Brand of politician that I find fascinating in this regard. She was someone who was out there on the barricades, protesting.
Give me a plate.
An entrenched congressional Democratic veteran.
Can you give me a plate, please?
Decided to just go and
Can you give me a plate, please?
I think she said in her speech she was surprised.
A plate.
She won, and there's a video of her finding out, watching the video, that she had won the race.
You have to press the bread down.
It's
not.
She was then able to take that protesters'
It's on video.
energy and then translate it into legislation.
So we could put our bread on our plates.
Who goes from the streets to the halls of power naked. You look at outgoing Congressman Cory Bush, outgoing Congressman Jamal Bowman.
And I like this sandwich because it's ketchup. Yeah, you know I love a lot of ketchup on everything.
When it browns, turn it over and brown the other side.
She did the work. The first 2 years she was all over the place. She gets reelected, and then you almost didn't see her again because she would put her head down and she did the work, and she found herself some mentors in the Democratic caucus who were willing to work with her, and she was willing to listen to them.
No, we're just toasting it.
I mean, did it toast on that side?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's pretty toasted.
But also someone who has
Hey.
a legislative track record.
Ooh, chopped cheese. Get the tomato out.
For all the leaders,
Tomato and
more
lettuce.
senior ranks among the caucus, of course, you saw Congressman Clyburn
Please.
and Raskin and Clinton.
Okay.
Rising stars of the party.
Take out 2 more bread and put the other one. Oh, we could have cut 2 out right away.
Ooh, that's no good. I mean, it'll work still. We could still use it.
Thanks for comments on the committee. For a second, I thought what is really fascinating is we're having this conversation about forwards, backwards, the party changing up.
Okay, this is kind of toasted.
The last time I was here for a convention, it's 1996. Hillary Clinton is here, of course, as the first lady. Thinking through what the Clinton administration was boasting about as they went into that re-election.
Off camera,
Talk about any of that.
because yeah, we don't want TikTok to see that.
There was the
But
don't ask, don't tell.
bread getting ready to be toasted.
None of those things could make anyone in this room happy, right? No one could promote that. 20 years later, she goes and gets the nomination, distancing herself from much of that. And now here she is, just 8 years later, pushing another woman forward to the job that
Blah,
she
blah,
came
blah,
this
blah,
close
blah.
to getting.
I don't
So
like Hillary
I
Clinton.
find her just as a sort of a fascinating
We're cooking chopped cheese.
example of a party that
We sauteed our onions.
stayed with it.
For those of you who just joined, we're cooking chopped cheese. Here's our sauteed onions.
Who are now
Delicious.
into Republicans, those people
We
small town rural America,
smashed our hamburger meat.
over to Republicans.
And we added, you're supposed to add, well, this recipe calls for 2 seasonings. There's a recipe that doesn't call for any seasonings, but I just used this one. All Blackstone all-purpose seasoning.
Hillary Clinton because
So,
her as not part of
black all-purpose seasoning.
is able.
No, I didn't use butter and I didn't cook with anything, so.
All of this is
And actually, that's non-stick. That's a non-stick pan. So you don't even have to use, the pan that I'm using is non-stick. So you don't have to use any oils, any butter, anything because it's non-stick.
of Hillary Clinton.
So we put the all-purpose seasoning. Then we sauteed our onions and put all-purpose seasoning on our onions.
By the Republican Party. Hillary Clinton,
So yeah.
object of movement form. I mean, she's Satan. Nancy Pelosi, we haven't seen her yet. We'll see her later this week. Certainly, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like demonized, and they're doing it now to Kamala Harris. I mean, the language former President Trump is using to describe her in the last
I'm gonna cut the tomatoes, and what happens?
So I'm
Cuts it all messed up.
how women in particular have been, frankly, characterized in a really ugly way by the other
Sorry
party.
guys, I'm trying to flip this bread
Think
here.
about it. I mean, I think about Republican women. I mean, I think of Elizabeth
Oh.
Dole, who ran for
Oh,
president in
man.
the 90s. And other, I don't remember the opposite.
Well, you can't have one cooking without a little mess up. What's a little mess up that don't hurt? I burnt it a little black in the middle. It's a little black in the middle. It's okay. We got one more bread.
The question still remains, in 2024, is America ready or elect
a woman president. Hillary Clinton would say, I did get the most popular votes. It's just that that doesn't count in our electoral system, which is increasingly moving in the Republican direction.
Does Kamala Harris, though, benefit from this?
It's not that bad.
You walk out there and look over there.
Okay.
Don't put the bread on. Just go do that.
I need it. Mom.
And they are really
Put it. Cook the bread then.
Huh?
Cook this one.
I can't watch on it.
trying different
Cook it.
things. They haven't
Huh?
really
Cook it.
zeroed in exactly found that perfect message, but they seem to be
Cook
hooking it,
this.
which is
Yes.
as much as possible to Biden.
I'm sorry, I thought you didn't hear. I'll be back,
Come
guys.
back. Just
What's
go.
happened on the economy, what's happened on the border as Biden, and then basically called her just too liberal, much more liberal than Biden, so that she's going to take the country, if she does take it in a different direction than Biden, it's going to be much more to the left. But as we've discussed over and over again, even though the messaging from the campaign has been focused, the ads go right at that.
I told her to cook it. She's like, yeah. And then she didn't cook it.
I think what's also really important is that, Trump is very well defined. And she's not.
You didn't do what I told you to do.
This election is about.
It's okay. We got it. Not a big deal. What we don't got is this camera that I have to clean. Because you guys are blurred.
We're at a point now in the program where I just want to note what's happening. Everyday Americans who've been impacted the country. We'll dip into that in just a moment. But David, this is a great chance to bring you in on this because
I'm sorry, guys. I turned you off. Oh, it's the lighting.
This one issue will continue to be in this upcoming election.
I think, or it might be my screen protector thing. We are cooking chopped cheese, getting all of our stuff. We sauteed our onions. Sauteed onions. We seasoned our meat with sliced cheese. We added sliced cheese and we chopped it. This is the seasoning we used, which was Blackstone all-purpose seasoning. We are toasting our bread. So yeah, we are toasting our bread.
Taking on corporate greed. This is that party. Young Progressive Unions, that's part of this party.
So we're toasting the bread. Well, it takes a while because we had to defrost our meat. So yeah.
Especially in that demographic. And so somehow you've got to be both those things, both those parts of the party. And I would say so far Harris is probably correctly.
Okay, we're probably done.
Issues like abortion, child care, family paid leave. Because frankly, the AOC, that wing, as much as I find it very energizing, does it play in suburban Arizona? Does it play in suburban Michigan? I'm not quite sure. I think she's safer to go with these core issues that are just proven winners for them.
There was that one line that we heard from the congresswoman where she said, Kamala Harris is for the middle class because she's from...
Oh, that's off. We need to turn this off.
Are you going to warm the meat?
It could, absolutely, though.
Yeah, we can.
Put the pan on top of the other little pan over there. There you go. See?
Jonathan, weigh in on this issue.
You have to warm.
It's okay. Well, then we're going to have to turn it on
Make
over
your
there.
sandwich.
We'll just turn it on over there and heat it up.
Okay. Does that make someone automatically wealthy, not in the middle class? No. It just means that they have a fancy job that, does some important things, especially but I think that as a knock against it,
okay.
I don't know if it's going to work. Just like I don't think Republicans hired attack.
I don't know if it's going to go on top.
Or, they're socialists. I'm not sure that's going to work.
Okay,
back
got
to
it.
David, something you said before, this is what I was scribbling before. When David, you were saying the generic Democrat.
No,
back in
I'm using mine.
midterms,
Chopped cheese salad,
maybe the generic
ground
Democrat was
beef,
winning back
hamburger
then
meat and
because
cheese.
abortion was an
Do you
issue
want chicken
then.
sauce on
And
it?
abortion is an issue that we're seeing is
Yeah.
effective,
But when we fix it,
an
you put the
effective issue
sauce first.
across the political spectrum. If Ruby
You
Ray
can try to
just
miss it. That one was broken.
abortion rights in its
The pink
constitution, then that should have been the signal.
That long one that I had, my old
You've got
one.
a problem. And instead,
I don't know, it might be down
they're
there, or it
continuing
might be in
to
that
fight
drawer.
this issue. There's
That
a
the iPhone charger.
on I think it's 8 states.
My old
as you said,
one.
in key battleground states, and we will see in November if Republicans, you know,
My old
reap the
iPhone
whirlwind
charger.
or yes, right, yes, reap the whirlwind by getting rid of Roe v. Wade.
Well, former President Trump's trying to walk away from the issue, saying he doesn't have a strong, isn't pushing a
This
national
is so
ban
good. It smells great.
on
The only
abortion.
thing is, it's not cooking because I didn't put this on.
But
Hello, wake up, use your brain.
you know, 99,
Hello.
I don't know what percent, but a big portion of the Republican Party, certainly
The one that you had before.
they are not happy even with the Dobbs decision. They want to go
In the
farther.
bag.
Further, yeah.
Or in the
They,
box.
you know, they say that, you know,
I
don't
picked it up
there
from
won't
the
be a
floor
national
and stuck it
abortion ban, there
in.
won't be a national abortion ban. They can effectively put one in place without ever sending legislation to the test by enforcing the Comstock Act, which is a bill that no one's bothered to enforce. But if Donald Trump is elected,
I think
he's
that's
gonna
good.
put
Is it warm?
someone in the Justice
No, I had to
Department
turn
who's
the-
going to suddenly decide, well,
The stove wasn't even
we
on.
must enforce it. They're going to get rid of the abortion ban.
You know,
It wasn't
what's
even
interesting
on.
too, we are, looking at the down ballot races and what Republicans are advertising on right
It's
now.
not even on the
So many of
stove.
these states, key battleground
That's the thing.
states, Republicans are playing defense on abortion. They're bringing their wives to camera. They're talking about, well, I'm not really what you think I am. I'm actually more moderate on this issue. So the fact that,
Carolina did that.
well, Mark Robinson, who's been
I think
most
that's
extreme on that issue. We're
Yeah,
seeing
it
it in
is.
Nevada. We're seeing it in New Hampshire. Where
It's on now.
Again, you know what the other
I
party,
think it's heated
whatever
enough.
party is thinking by watching what they're putting on TV.
Give me
and the fact that
Yeah.
they are now talking
Lettuce.
defensively about abortion
Lettuce.
here in late August of an election year
Lettuce.
tells you that they still see that as a liability. Now, for Trump, the benefit
We need
he
the
does
lettuce.
have, at least what we've seen in polling, is that people don't
The lettuce.
Oh.
see him as tied to the extreme elements as some of these, say, Senate candidates,
Toasted bread.
House candidates.
Sorry, guys.
In that way,
You gotta have patience.
it may be easier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
didn't mean to.
I know you didn't mean it.
We're gonna use this big old spoon.
Something of a pass in a way that the other Republican down ballot candidates.
Let's return now to the convention stage because Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is set to speak. He was on the vice presidential shortlist.
So we're gonna put this on our
You're supposed to put your ketchup on.
No,
Oh, well, he did it.
I'm gonna put mine on
He's
top.
one of the bravest people I've ever met.
I know you're gonna put mayonnaise. You like mayonnaise.
I'm amazed at the courage it takes to share her pain, to share her truth. Yet Donald Trump brags about tearing a constitutional right away from Hadley and every other woman and girl in our country.
Okay.
That's why we must tear away any chance he can ever be president ever again.
Give me the ketchup, please.
In 21 states, Trump's actions have resulted in extreme bans
Oh,
on abortion
thank you.
in my state.
You're welcome.
Even in cases of rape, incest, and non-viable pregnancies. That leaves 12-year-old girls like Hadley with no options. That fails any test of humanity, any
Okay.
test of basic decency,
That's good.
any test of whether you have any underlying empathy. Thankfully, This extremism is
I'll
being
fix mine,
soundly
Donna.
rejected all over
Okay.
our country.
I'm gonna
Tomato on that.
In Kentucky, we put reproductive freedom on the ballot last November, and I beat Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell's hand-picked candidate by more than 5 percentage points.
That was
Show everybody before you put the
This
lettuce.
November, we're going to beat them again.
okay. Here it is, guys.
Harris and Tim Walz and protect
Onions,
reproductive
meat.
freedom.
Now we're gonna put our lettuce and tomato.
Folks, Donald Trump appointed the Supreme Court justices
Gonna just
who
lay
got
it
us into this
just
mess.
right across.
His Project 2025 goes even further. Here's the thing.
That's a thick lettuce, and you said you was gonna cut it, and you cut a thick
in your
lettuce.
freedom.
I mean tomato.
Trump says people are absolutely thrilled that women have their basic rights eliminated. J.D. Vance says women should stay in violent marriages, and that pregnancies resulting from rape are simply inconvenient. Their policies give rapists more rights than their victims.
It's not even gonna
That's
close,
not
but I'll get it to
inconvenient,
close.
It's just
Okay,
plain
let's get your
wrong.
phone out of there and then
Yeah,
I'll
let me
get
put
it.
my greens.
And a woman grieving a non-viable pregnancy shouldn't be required to carry it to term just to listen to her child die or to hear no sound at all. All women should have the freedom to make their own decisions. Freedom over their own bodies. Freedom about whether to pursue IVF. Freedom about whether to have children at all.
Okay. Let me put the green screen on.
How we treat people transcends party lines. It goes right to the heart of who we are. My faith teaches me the golden rule that I am to love my neighbor as myself. And the parable of the Good Samaritan says we are all each other's neighbors. So I want anyone watching tonight, Republican, Independent, Democrat, to know that you are welcome here. We believe in America, where we live out our values, end anger politics once and for all, and move beyond this us versus them by remembering we are all Americans.
Look, it's pink.
That's how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris lead. They both called to ask how they could help Kentucky in recovering from natural disasters. They helped us improve our roads, our bridges, and invested in our people. They didn't ask me who Kentuckians voted for. They asked me what Kentuckians needed, and folks, they delivered. Kamala Harris gets it. She knows we must move beyond anger, extremism, and division. That everyone has dignity and deserves respect.
Okay.
America, we're going to win.
Trying to hurry so she can make her sandwich because it's gonna get cold again. The meat. We don't want her meat to get cold.
For the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
I'm gonna let it sit. Cause you have to let your sandwich sit, so yeah. I'm gonna eat it because it's been sitting anyways.
Sheriff Kentucky wrapped up his remarks here on the Democratic National Convention stage. Legs one in Chicago. Laura Lopez has been down at the convention. Delegates getting their reactions to speakers all night. Laura, give us a sense of the mood in the crowd now. We've got a few more speakers to go, and of course, the headliner tonight, President Biden, still to come.
That's right. On the look, some of the biggest applause lines tonight, other than when Kamala Harris came out herself, with the room, the whole arena just lit up when she came
Okay,
out.
let me
When Hillary
figure it out.
Clinton, the former Secretary of State, was speaking, delegates and everyone here in the arena really just got on their feet and were extremely excited applause lines of the night, especially when she was talking more forward-looking, saying that Kamala Harris would move the country forward, specifically for people interested in protecting reproductive rights. And after her, then some of the biggest applause lines came during Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's speech, especially as she was talking about
Hold on, you guys, let me get
fighting for the middle class,
my
and really trying to draw that contrast
my
between
diet Dr.
Donald
Kelp.
Trump and Harris when it comes to fighting for everyday Americans on the economy, and pointing out that Harris is going to really try to hit, affordable.
I'm sorry, we could have moved that.
Whether it's housing or also
We don't need that air fryer up there until we're using it.
When Secretary Clinton was speaking, because she had a line in there about working towards something that
we're back.
Worked towards and dreamed
Hi,
of
guys.
for a long time. The subtext there, of course, was that she was on the cusp of becoming the president of the United States. Here, Democrats are again trying to elect.
He's looking for a charger for his phone.
Wonder for the women around you in the room there, how lines like that resonated.
Well, it really resonated with me. And one thing I've been asking people here tonight, as well as in the lead up to this convention, specifically women, delegates, women across the Democratic Party, as well as women voters, is whether or not they think that the country is ready for a woman president, let alone a woman who is Black and South Asian. And a lot of them believe that the country is ready, despite the fact that in 2016 Hillary Clinton lost, and despite the fact that they are well aware of the fact that Donald Trump has made repeated attacks, questioning Kamala Harris's Black identity, talking about her appearance and her looks, and talking about that a lot repeatedly on the campaign trail.
Okay.
Trump has done. Despite all of the women that I talked to, saying that they think that it's time for a woman president, and that they think because of the issues that she is running, be it reproductive and abortion rights,
It is time.
protecting democracy.
I'm just gonna rip it and put it on top like a sandwich, like that, because it is time for us to take the first bite of our chopped cheese.
Publicly about her own historic potential being the first woman elected, the first Black and South Asian elected, in large part because there are other Democrats who will tell that story for her. How was the campaign thinking about it?
Well, they're thinking about it a lot the way you just referred to it, which is that it's self-evident. You look at Kamala Harris and you see that she is Black, she is South Asian, and she is a woman. And so they really feel as though that I talked to
Good.
for itself, and that ultimately
You better come get you one of these.
they think are the most salient with voters.
Let me tell you something. This is delicious.
There's your child. As you all know, she was the campaign's main voice on abortion. And that's something that she's leaning to even more than President Joe Biden is, because of the fact that he wasn't
Oh Lord, my whole sandwich fell apart.
when he was president and even prior to becoming president. And so they really view it as other people can talk about that. And when I was talking to some voters here in Chicago prior to the convention kicking off, they also said, some Black women voters that I spoke to said that they don't think that Harris needs to address it directly. That they see it in her, and they also
The cooked onion tastes great.
that just by seeing her
I don't like onions, but these cooked onions, delicious.
truly embodies who they are and the types of experiences that they have.
Well, this is very
I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, I like cooked onions. I don't like raw onions.
This is why the Democrats have gathered here, but we know the focus for tonight. We've heard from so many speakers as well say thank you to the current sitting president, Joe Biden. I'm curious, among any of the delegates, folks down there on the floor that you talked to, what are they saying about what they want to hear from President Biden tonight?
Well, they want
No, this is good.
Biden to basically have
If you're from New York and you get a chopped cheese,
so that they want to hear President
make
Biden
this.
talk about what he was able to
This
do
is a not.
his time.
This is not a eat anything because it is good.
So that even towards the end, when he was making this decision to drop out of the race, that he was really thinking, even up until the end, that he could actually win in November, but that ultimately, as people were coming to him across the party saying that they thought that he could hurt their down ballot chances, they decided it was time to step back.
No, I said don't move it.
We also want to hear him talk about why
I might go off.
why he thinks Harris is a good person to hand this off to, why he thinks she can win, and the arguments that they're hoping that she
I'm dying. You know, I should have made 2 sandwiches. I'm just kidding. Chick-fil-A sauce. That's what my brother's serving. 2 is crazy, but it's that good, okay? I love chopped cheese.
Students in Albuquerque will soon trade their yellow school buses for something greener. That's as their local school district has received millions in funding for electric school buses. The federal Clean School Bus Program is given 6.9.
Now, I don't know. I don't know how other places make their chopped cheese. We should try restaurant chopped cheese versus this chopped cheese and see which one is better.
Especially an area where they think that they could utilize him, as well as Republican voters. There were a lot of Republican voters who were disenchanted with their party, who were voting based on things like January 6th and their fears that Trump was going to terminate the Constitution, which Donald Trump had said that he thought should be done. And that those voters were rallying behind Joe Biden this time around. And one of the big questions was whether or not they would also rally around Kamala Harris. And so those are the kinds of voters also that Joe Biden...
Mine's is going to be better.
That's our Laura Lopez reporting live from the convention floor here in Chicago. Laura, thank you.
Now this,
Keeping an eye on the stage as well.
this could have used
Georgia Senator
a little more seasoning.
But back up here in our booth, Amy, I'd love to bring you in on this point Laura was just
See
touching on, which is
how I said it's never too much. I could taste the seasoning with the sauteed onions. That's good. Gordon Ramsay will be proud of this. I'm just kidding.
President Biden make the most difference?
I should have made a video for Gordon Ramsay and showed him me making chopped cheese and see what he says. That would be funny. And see if he reacts.
Simply much more unpopular right now than Harris is in both the national polling and in those different states. Now there is something to be said about a Joe Biden going to Scranton and Joe Biden going home and making the case for Harris in those places where she's not as
He probably would light the phone on fire.
You know, sort of a trusted brand. At the same time, even in Pennsylvania, you know, you look at where he was polling a month ago, where she is now, he was 4 or 5 points down.
Is it good?
A point or so ahead.
Yes.
So, again, this is like...
See?
I wish everybody could taste
talking
it.
about a lot of being...
We're sandwich people. We'll eat sandwiches for dinner.
Being supportive of the president. He's still the sitting president. And yet, making sure her biggest asset right now, which she has to continue
Cause our
to is...
favorite place is Jimmy John's.
I am a new generation. How to do that is complicated.
Which is hard to do in large part because if you look at the policies she rolled out this past weekend, many of them built
That's our favorite.
and they were crafted by
Jimmy John's is good.
And her team is great. You can't be not part of...
I mean, if you're ranking sub sandwiches, Jimmy John's is like number 1. I don't like Subway. I mean, if I'm close by, no, and if someone goes there, I'm with the person, and you know, we're eating, I'll get Subway. Otherwise, it's Jimmy John's, Firehouse Subs is next, and then Subway. That might be a crazy ranking.
It's such a delicate tightrope to walk here, right? I would venture to say, without
Sorry, I have stuff.
one thing that
Just like there.
campaign would love is if President Biden would...
I have lost, but I don't want to use it because I don't want to taste the mint.
And we know that Secretary St. Blinken is over there right now working with Netanyahu.
I did.
The reporting is that former President Trump is on the phone with the Prime Minister of Israel.
I'm not mindful at all. We made chopped cheese.
It's believed that would help the Harris campaign. So I don't know where that, I don't know.
Chopped cheese sandwich.
Or not. think that the Harris campaign was
It's all-purpose seasoning.
to do what presidents do? Work on that one.
Onions, sauteed onions, lettuce, tomatoes. There was another like
This moment here, this
seasoning he used, but we couldn't use that because I was not gonna wait for it to ship, and plus I couldn't have it shipped.
the ability to distance herself if she chooses
So, yeah.
from the challenges or the perceived failures of this president as she runs her campaign moving forward.
I mean, vice presidents have a very mixed record running for the office.
I should have added pickles to this.
Dale, President
I'm not gonna hold you.
I think even Mike Pence ran an alleged campaign for president.
Would it be weird?
So it is a tricky dance. Hubert Humphrey really
Probably not.
was getting sucked into Lyndon Johnson Vietnam War, and he never got out of it. But one thing I think Donald Trump, Joe Biden could really...
Yeah, pickles.
Anita Dunn said something very interesting here, which was she has to decide which direction she wants to take America forward. What exactly does that mean? And if Anita Dunn doesn't know, none of the rest of us are going to know. But she has to fill that in, and I think she has to fill it in with policies. And one way Joe Biden can help, but of course it didn't help him defend himself. But it can say, I brought you the CHIPS Act. That micron plant you like, I helped bring that.
Everything fell out.
I helped bring that. The infrastructure bill, I helped bring that. So he does bring a lot of policy chops. And he can say, this is what the Democratic Party's been doing for you. And maybe you didn't like it for me because
I made chopped cheese.
Phrase it that way, maybe. But this is where we're headed as a party. And
It's a chopped cheese
steps,
sandwich.
and then Kamala Harris can
I
say,
know.
Here's steps 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. And that's what's moving forward.
All my stuff out. I'm gonna have to get a spoon.
John, what do you think that would look like if she were to stake out her own work ground on some issues?
I was gonna say something.
How she sees things, or the current president does.
I flew over my head.
To know where that
I forgot.
is. I mean, it's the
It didn't fly over my head. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
And in some ways, they agree on a whole hell of a lot.
Thank you for the gift points.
Is a tonal difference and an emphasis difference. We're seeing it in how they both go about, talking about the Israel-Hamas war, where the vice president, in all of her comments, policy-wise, they are in lockstep. But emphasis, she always makes a point of talking about
Good.
the losses among the Palestinians in Gaza and the need for humanitarian aid and assistance. And I think that's where we will see changes between her and him. I mean, if you're the vice president of the United States and you've got this economy, why would you run away from the president? I mean, on paper...
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, because I was talking about pickles. I said I should do that line because people always say bubble bath. When he's like, and he says, "Who forgot the pickles?" And then he starts laughing. And that's when SpongeBob realized he was hiding the pickles.
Forgot some chips.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, wow. This is filling. It's almost gone.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, America. Good evening, Chicago. Are there any Democrats in the room tonight?
No, it's Republicans. I'm just kidding.
Making history. We are on the verge of an historic election. And I want to talk with you for just a few minutes about my dear friend, our president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's mom had a saying. You are defined by your courage and you are redeemed by your loyalty. 4 years ago, I had the honor of helping introduce Joe Biden to our national convention. I spoke about Joe's faith, his love of faith.
All gone. That was delicious. That was filling.
Back in 2020, America was nearly flat on our back. A deadly pandemic.
Can I have another one? I'm just kidding. No, I'm full.
An assault on our democracy. All of us.
Another chopped cheese is crazy.
Because the drama and
America. Now, floss. No, I don't really want another one. I'll get sick.
Someone who has himself been knocked down by life time and again. Joe Biden knows the grit and determination of the American people. He believed in us. Joe Biden helped us get back up again.
I'm just kidding.
Using the incredible skills he developed many years
Wait, you gotta clean your teeth.
Joe got passed and signed into law the most consequential legislation of any president in 60 years. Helping our veterans, advancing gun safety, to America. Together, Joe and Kamala helped rebuild our economy from the middle up, from the bottom up, from the middle out, not from the top down.
Sorry, guys.
Making our families safer and our country stronger at home and abroad. Today, we are so much better off because they believed in us and our democracy.
Love you
And
too,
our
son.
incredible First Lady Jill Biden. Our incredible First Lady
Love you
Jill
too.
Biden.
Funny.
Incredible First Lady Jill Biden was at Joe's side every step of the way, fighting for education, advancing the cancer moonshot, determined to improve women's health care, honoring military families. Joe and Jill
I'm not swishing with soda.
so much for us, and there's so much more you will do
I'm just trying to
together.
swallow it a certain way.
Thank you. Thank you.
My water bottle's over there, I think.
Great leader in Kamala Harris.
Oh, we love chopped cheese. That was great. I'm gonna eat that again. Another thing we could add to our
Middle class like yours, in sergeant, congressman, coach, governor, Tim Walz. I have hope. Do you? I have hope. Do you? I have hope. Do you? And it is in no small part because of Joe Biden.
there should be some in the back.
A more compassionate man than Joe Biden.
Did you serve all the meat?
Huh?
Did you serve all the meat?
Yeah, I used all the meat.
Delivered so much for the
She's the one
Do
who
you
served
want
the
more
rest of
meat or what? We used it all.
Mr.
Ah.
President. Mr. President. You are my senator as a Delawarean. You are my president as an American. And you'll always be my friend. On behalf of our nation, Joe, for your courage in fighting for our
There is stuff I feel like stuck in my teeth. No, he ate. He has a sandwich. But he was just seeing if there was any meat left, and we said no.
for your loyalty in fighting for our democratic values. We thank you.
Don't remember, it takes a lot longer to cook in the air fryer if it wasn't started earlier.
It would be boss if I had floss.
I think so.
No.
My friend cooks dinner and it takes a long time.
It would be boss if I had floss. Are you? He goes, Floss, the musical. He's like, yeah, you're for my most acclaimed musical, Floss. And then he's like, I don't need. I forgot what it was.
Fourth grade student at Christmas College. I've been bouncing around all week excited for this moment, and last night I could barely sleep.
From Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, when he's singing that song from that guy's musical. That's when Ashley Tisdale sang a song from High School Musical when she sang, "It's hard to believe that I couldn't see this feeling's like no other." And then he says she was bad. I think Gordon Ramsay. I had to laugh at that one, Gordon Ramsay. Funny. I want you to know, 'cause I never had someone who knows me like you do. No one like you. So lonely before I finally found. And then she was always so shocked.
First Lady of the United
Jill
States,
Biden.
Jill Biden.
What I've been waiting for. She literally came out to this song. Like I should. We made chopped cheese. The best chopped cheese. New York chopped cheese, okay? It was New York chopped cheese. It would be boss if I had floss. I ate it. You want to see?
Thank you.
It's all gone with floss. Not well. No, I don't live in New York. This guy said it was New York chopped cheese, so I made it.
And still, there are moments when I fall in love with him all over again. Like when I handed him our baby Ashley for the first time and saw the smile that lit
Billy
up his
Porter really got himself canceled. Thank you for the galaxy. Whoever sent that galaxy, thank you. I just saw we had one galaxy.
because the kids asked.
Thank you.
When he stops on a rope line,
It says there's one galaxy.
someone grieving who needs
Yeah, I didn't know.
everything is going to be all right one day. Or to encourage that child with
I would like to travel to California.
find the confidence she
My hair is kind of like lopsided. I just tied it up quickly because I was going live.
in the name
I just combed it and then tied it up real quick so we could get dinner started because, you know, we're hungry. We's hungry.
Thank you, baby. That was
placing
good.
his hand on our family Bible to take his oath of office.
I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Weeks ago, when I saw him deep into his soul, and
Billy Porter. That's who. I don't know if you guys saw that video or that photo.
Is this the debate or what? No.
It's the convention.
It's a
Convention.
but it's so they can get votes.
Intimidation or cruelty.
Yeah.
It comes from these small acts of kindness that
Anyways,
heal deep wounds
she is.
from service to
What I was going to say
that make us
is just that
from love of a country that shines.
what I was going to talk about was Billy Porter. So there was this video a while back, or this photo a while back, I don't know if you guys saw it, where he was literally in some type of pose. I believe it was him like kneeling down, and it was like Joe Biden was standing up and he was kissing his feet or something, or kissing his hand, something along the lines of referring back to what they used to do kind of in slavery times, I believe. But yeah. Kissing his finger, his hand or something. It was Billy Porter. Billy Porter is not liked by people, and it's not because of like, you know, the transphobia, homophobia, all of that. But yeah, people didn't like what he said during the protest with SAG-AFTRA, literally saying that he sold his house because he said he couldn't afford to live that lifestyle because of the SAG-AFTRA. The SAG-AFTRA, or whatever it is literally, you know, they had to like boycott because of equal pay for actors. No, it's not. It was equal pay for actors, and he so anyways, he went online and said he had to sell his house, he couldn't afford it, that basically they were saying like, oh, he's kind of blaming it on the actors. He shouldn't have had that expensive of a lifestyle if he couldn't afford it, because, you know, he has to boycott or else he's gonna be known as a scab. So I'm trying to think of Drew Barrymore. She has a talk show. She was supposed to boycott, but she employed people, or I don't remember what it was, and they labeled her a scab. Basically, do not work with Drew Barrymore. She literally went against what people were literally boycotting, like the SAG-AFTRA, you know, the strike, whatever, and they said do not work with her. She had to apologize. She came out and made a full apology saying she was sorry. She should have never done that. She learned her lesson. And a lot of people were calling out Jennifer Hudson. There were some talk shows that weren't run under like a SAG-AFTRA where they had to strike, and people were saying like, oh, she's not under that, so she doesn't have to boycott. I don't remember what it was, but people were they were like so upset over it. Anyways, around that time is when actors were struggling bad because they couldn't get any work. They were on strike. If they got work, right, if they were working during that time, it was like, you're labeled a scab, do not work with them. Like, people will look at you because you're supposed to help your fellow actors. And that was when Billy Porter had came out and said I had to sell my mansion, or it was a house. I don't know if it was a mansion. Basically saying like he couldn't afford it because of the strike. It caused him to essentially almost go homeless, I guess he said. Essentially go homeless because he sold the only house he had, I think. And people were like, you're blaming this on the actors. It seems like, I can't remember, it was a whole thing. So then, anyways, down the line, people said he's rude. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff about Billy Porter. Like, not so nice stuff. I heard Billy Porter isn't really nice. There was a guy that used to make videos on celebrities. He did one on Raven Simone. He did one on Billy Porter. I remember he used to go viral. He was always on my For You page talking about, he talked about RuPaul. He did one on RuPaul because RuPaul had done a like mammy type character, even though he's black. He did like a really stereotypical black woman in a bed eating fried chicken and making like mammy type jokes. He was doing like, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. I think that was a guy that talked about it. I might have saw it on YouTube. But anyways, they said even though he's black, it's kind of not offensive, but it hurts the black community for him doing that or something. I don't remember. Anyways, that was a while back. And then, anyways, with Billy Porter, that's when he was like kneeling down. I guess he kissed Joe Biden's finger, or he was kissing his foot. Like he was bent down kissing Joe Biden's foot or his finger or something. And apparently that's like like basically what it was insinuating back in the day. And people were like, this is not okay. That was wrong for him to do that. He could have done anything else, they said, but for him to do that, and like the message behind it, yeah. Like if you are kneeled down, especially if a white man is looking down on a person of color in that manner, especially to take a photo like that, that doesn't look good at all. Not at all. That doesn't help the community. It harms the community. But, excuse me. But yeah, there was so much. Speaking of exposed, this one person came on here and literally exposed themselves because they came online. Oh, they might have got ripped off. First of all, they bought $600 Nike Jordan Nike Jordan 11. Oh, they might have got ripped off. First of all, they bought $600 Nike Jordan 11. Nike Jordan 11. She bought these Jordan 11s, and apparently people said that she was scammed. On top of that, she was like, oh my god, guys, like my merch is people are buying in Spain and the UK. Someone went to her page and found out she only ships to the US. And they made a video. They made a video basically saying they caught her lying that she only ships to the US, and her friend, her ex-friend, we all know who, reposted that video. I gotta say, these videos were sent to me. Then someone sent me another video where her fans were like, oh my god, it's Shorty Bae at the mall. They were trying to take a picture. She said no. She was telling fans no, which again, I understand people wanting photos, and I understand that it may seem rude for her to say no. The way she said no was kind of rude. She could have politely said no. She didn't have to be rude, right? There's a way of telling people you don't want photos. Someone does not have to give you photos. Nobody has to give you photos. I give photos even though I don't feel like giving photos sometimes, because I feel like someone's going to be like, oh my god, she was so rude. She didn't even let me take a photo, even though people have asked me, do you want a photo? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Inside, I feel like if I say no, they'll go to the internet and be like, you're so rude, That's why I just take all the photos and I say no. That's not a good thing either. That's not good. I should say no sometimes, but Joe Biden. Anyways, so there was a video. They were following her around. They were like, she's over there. She's with her boyfriend or something, I think they said. But I don't know what they said. She's probably on the phone with her boyfriend. She's saying no to people. She's real rude. She's saying no photos. Then they went up and they were like, oh my god, she just told a 10-year-old girl who was excited to meet her no, and like the girl, like, this is so rude. She's rude. She literally, this 10-year-old girl wanted a photo from her, and she was rude to them and kind of shooed them away or something like that. Then they were like, oh my god, it's Shorty Bae. I'm scared to go up because we're so close. I'm so scared. And so then she walks up and she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just ask her for a photo. And she's like, she literally told us no. I don't know if they went up to her because she was on the phone, like acting like she was on the phone. So I don't know if she really was. That's when they said she's probably on the phone with her boyfriend. But I think they said her boyfriend was with her. So I guess she was probably on the phone with her boyfriend who was there with her, which made no sense. I don't know. So then they were like, she said no, she denied us a photo. Look, we're so close to her. And she was like walking in the background and they were like pointing at her. They're like, she's so close. There's Shorty Bae right there. We are with Shorty Bae. And then she was going like that, like basically. And then I guess that's where it ended. I don't really remember. But yeah, anyways. Then somebody on their live was showing that one thing I was talking about. Why did they leave her hanging, poor girl? Now they're doing it. His youngest daughter, or whoever that was, she was standing next to his wife and she's like, we love Joe. We love Joe. But they weren't even saying anything and she stopped. Because they didn't say anything. They left her hanging. Now they're saying it. But when she was saying it, they stopped. Anyways. Sorry. The Democratic Nationals are on. Anyways, what I was going to say is there was this video which I had told you guys about where the merch lady, the lady for the merch, was telling her, you need to tell me when you get orders so I know when to fill and send out orders. She was like, we need to give people their merch or we need to give them their money back. And she's like, I know, or however she, her lingo, she was like, we're not giving them their money back. And she was like, well, you need to give them the merch. And she's like, no, I'm not giving them the money back, or I'm not giving them their merch. You cannot run a business or have merch where you are not literally giving them their merch. That's crazy. My merch gets shipped and delivered because it's print on demand. So it comes from whoever's printing and making the shirts. I don't send them out. Someone else does. And people get them pretty fast. But for her, she's sending out her merch just like the other influencers who have their own warehouse. Well, not their own warehouse, but who have, from their house, they had merch made. And what they do is they package it themselves and sell it out of their house. If you're too busy to do that, then you shouldn't have merch. Print on demand is a way to go. It's the way to go. Whether you want to do it or not, until you get a warehouse, until you get to the level of other influencers that have huge warehouses, do it small. Then when you grow your business and you get bigger, I already cooked. I made chopped cheese and I ate it. That's what we cooked, chopped cheese. She is overwhelming herself too much. She's doing everything too fast. She got a dog too soon, like I said. She ended up having to give the dog away because she can't take care of it because she's too busy. I said, watch. She's going to say she's too busy to take care of that dog because she's always traveling. When you get a puppy, you cannot be traveling as much as she travels for work. Whether it be these shows, whether it be these appearances or whatever it is that she's doing, you, like I said, you cannot get a dog because puppies are 24-hour care. You cannot take a vacation somewhere and just get a puppy. If you got a puppy, tough luck. You cannot take a vacation unless you have a sitter or someone who is watching your puppy, because I knew it. Now she can't take care of the dog. She's giving it away. Anyways, this whole thing with not giving people their merch is not helping you, considering the fact in the past of people not receiving their orders. It is not a good look for you, especially if brands want to work with you. You are going to be losing out on a lot of brands if they want to work with you and you are not shipping people's orders. You cannot keep the money and you cannot give them their merch. You have to give them their merch, because clearly you can't give them the money. You spent it. That's why you can't give them their money. It's bye-bye. Once you see money, you take that money and you run and you spend it. You don't, like, immediately when that merch money hits, it's gone. Now, as for me, my money immediately goes because bills and things we need, you know, because my bills are due at the time I get paid. But, you know, you have to literally, I'm so not, I was thinking like, did I pay storage? But I did. My brain. This is some things that you have to, I did cook. I cooked chopped cheese. We're done with the chopped cheese. We ate it. We're full. I can't play Metallica because the DNC's on, and I don't want to put the Xbox on right now and play music. You cannot. We both said you cannot, almost, like, anyways, but you can't do that. Like, you have to give people their merch. Oh, she's gonna get sued. You cannot be like, let me just not give you your merch or your money. Anybody who buys merch from her, you're a dang fool. As a matter of fact, excuse my language, you're a damn fool. You ain't gonna get your merch. And she's selling underwear, panties. She's selling G-strings, thong underwear. And I know because someone on their live stream, I know they're not you. Someone on his live stream was talking about her merch and everything that she's selling. And he played that, like, where she said she wasn't going to send the merch or pay them. But yeah. And I do understand why she is selling those, because she's into OF now. But I don't know what the managers are doing, because that's not going to sell, because she just started OF, right? And I do understand, like, you know, because of her OF, it pertains to her. But we gotta, like, they gotta stop making merch that is in the realm of what she does until she builds, like, a good fan base for that. Otherwise, people literally, and this is all over the internet that I've seen, they don't go pay to watch that. They wait for someone to leak it on either Twitter or Reddit, and then they go look at it and make fun of her. Otherwise, people ain't paying to see that. And what is really weird, right? It's not jealousy, because first of all, you have a whole boyfriend, but you're out here bragging about how men are tipping you $100. If I was your boyfriend, I'd be hella embarrassed. But he's not embarrassed because he's cheating on you. That's another thing, right? She's with someone who legit cheated on her, and obviously she's getting embarrassed both ways. How do you come on the internet and brag? Because I've seen it in a live stream with my own eyes when it popped up that she was bragging because haters were being rude, saying like, I don't care what you guys say. I'm getting tipped $100. You don't come online and brag about getting tipped $100 when you got a boyfriend. I'm pretty sure, I'm not saying she can't have an OF when she has a boyfriend, but there are certain things that you just don't do. It doesn't seem like you care or are interested in your boyfriend, because you wouldn't be bragging about how other men give you attention in the form of $100 bills by tipping you, saying that they really like what you do. That was not needed. You don't see these OF models that have boyfriends coming out here saying, well, this man tipped me $1,000 because your boyfriend would hella flip out and be embarrassed. But he's not flipping out because he's cheating on you behind your back, and you're just too oblivious that you want to go run and say, oh, well, my family member's cheating on her boyfriend. Why are you calling out your sister for cheating on her boyfriend when you're with someone who cheats? That makes no sense, and people keep telling you, but you don't want to listen.
And your other plug, your plug doesn't work.
It was working, but he unplugged it.
That is what he said and what he meant. That's what I realized. That was the animus of my dead son.
Like, people are telling you, pay attention. You just barely known this guy for how long, and you're already buying him $600 Jordan 11s? Come on now.
I just lost part of my soul.
And you go around talking about other people.
In America, I know and believe.
Like,
In America, where honesty, dignity, decency still matter. In America.
yeah, I'm single, and so what? They're saying that because of that AI. It's okay. Ashley Trevino, who is that? Is that? Oh no, that's not. Never mind. I was thinking that's that Arlie. What's her name? Early or something.
81 million voters voted for us. More than any time in all of history. Because of all of you in this room and others, we came together in 2020 to save democracy.
And that's not even the issue. The issue is mismanagement of money. Spending all this money. You flew to Hawaii knowing you didn't have... You say you're living... Here's